welcome to lesson number 22, Slate and Stylist. So what I have in front of me here is called a slate. Now what this is essentially the equivalent of a paper that is used to write in Braille, and these are your stylists or your tools. Now I believe this one here is called a horse saddle stylist, and that is the equivalent of a pen. So you know how in print you read left to right and you write left to right in print. So the equivalent of that for somebody who writes and reads in Braille, you would use what is known as the slate and stylist. So your slate is the equivalent of a paper, and your stylist, which is this, is the equivalent of a pencil. So what you're going to want to do is, this is a big one that I have that can be used to write, like, you know, a paragraph or a paper. You get your sheet of paper, and right now I just have this one. I don't have thicker ones. And you close it as such. Usually it's supposed to snap in place to hold the paper, and the difference being is that when you write in Braille, it is going to be as follows. Now I have a smaller example of a couple of words that we're going to practice writing. So I have the word bunny, kitty, ducky, doggy, and fishy. You know, I know it's very childish or whatever, but I just wanted to make it simple and cute. So when you have this, what you would first do is, it's like this. You have the this side here, which is where you would do your writing, and the back side, which is where you see the indentations that are from the stylist. So what you do is you open it up, and you would place your paper, like I did over here, on it, starting from the left, and you close the back over it, and you would hear it snap in place. And once that was set, you can turn it over and write it. So remember that when you read Braille, you read it from left to right, and when you write Braille, you write it from right to left. Now the reason why you do this is that it's because it's like a mirror. You know, when you see your reflection, you see the opposite of yourself. So for example, what I did here is I did the Braille cell. So we know this is dot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Please refer back to the previous videos on the Braille cell if you need a refresher. And so for what I did here is I wrote the word dog. So we know that dog spells D-O-G. You have, for D in Braille, is 1, 4, and 5. O is 1, 3, and 5. And G is 1, 2, 4, 5. So this is how you would read it, left to right. However, when you write it in Braille, you have to, and I haven't done it here, but you would have to do it backwards. So remember that D is 1, 4, 5. So what you would need to do is get your stylist and poke a hole 1, 4, 5. And backwards, of course, it spells God, but you're writing it right to left. So 1, 4, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 2, 4, 5. So remember the symbols of each letter and just write it like that. Like, instead of writing it to the left, you're writing it on the right. So I'm going to demonstrate it with this so that you can get, the concept. So I'm going to write the word bunny, or I can just write the word dog. just so you get the idea. So we're going to start with the right hand right here. So picture it backwards. So this would be A, B, C, or I'm so sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So dog, so letter D is 1, 4, 5. Keep that in mind. Now we're just going to do it on the right side. 1, 4, 5. O is 1, 3, 5. So 1, 3, whoop, almost missed it. 5, and then G is 1, 3, 4, 5. Now, if we try to do it, and let me demonstrate why this works first, before I explain why we don't do it the other way. So in Braille, if I did it correctly, here it is, D-O-G. See, it comes out from left to right, and so it's understood. It's like a reflection in the mirror. It's understood that it's left to right, so it spells dog. Now, if you did it the other way, if you did it from excuse me, if you did it the other way, if you did how you would normally see it, let's say, let's see, it would come out this. You would say F, that's not even an O and a G. So that wouldn't make sense because your goal is to write dog. So now let's write the word bunny. So bunny, and we can either continue, I'll just use the same line. You can skip a space. So for example, since the word dog took up 3 letters, you skip a line here, and we can write the word bunny. So bunny is B-U-N-N-Y. And I drew a picture of a bunny. So let's see here. So B is dots 1 and 2. Keep in mind, you're going to write this on the right side. U, 1, 3. I'm sorry, U is 1 through 6. N, 1, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 4, 5. Y is 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we check it. Make sure. Is it? Yes, here we go. Bunny. B-U-N-N-Y. Bunny. So yeah, that's basically it. So remember that when you are reading Braille, it's left to right. When you write Braille, it's right to left. So what I do is you always keep in mind of the dot placement for each letter. You know, A is dot 1, B is dots 1 and 2, C is 3 and 4. So, I'm sorry, 1 and 4, excuse me. And when you keep this in mind, just do it on the opposite side. Do it on the right side. I know it's going to look a little confusing because you are changing it a little bit. You know, it's a little bit confusing because it's backwards. But as long as you remember the dot placement and know that it needs to be written on the right side, when you have your Slate and Stylist closed, then you should be you should be golden, honestly. So just remember, when you write it on the right side. So dog, 1, 4, 5. And you know you start on the right hand side, on the top, and then you go 1, right there, 4, 5. So you know that the dot placement is 1, 4, 5, and you do it on the right side. 1, 4, 5. So I hope that I was able to bring clarification for you guys. Please feel free to just practice on your own with the pen and pencil if you don't want to use the Slate and Stylist. I just wanted to introduce how a person that is blind and visually impaired uses and writes in Braille. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.